Carbs and sugar are not bad for you. They're not a toxin. They are necessary for optimal health. And if you do feel bad on carbs, I'll explain what might cause that and what you can do about that. Indeed, some people do feel good when they cut carbs from their diet, but this, due to the important nature of carbohydrates, can only last so long before health issues emerge. Several studies have shown that staying on a very low carbohydrate diet, even just for a few weeks, can contribute to cardiovascular disease, diabetes, kidney disease, and even cancer. Recently, even online health gurus like Dr. Mercola or Paul Saladino, who for a long time advocated for a low-carb diet, abandoned the low-carb approach. In fact, in one recent video, Dr. Mercola said that according to recent testings that he had done, he significantly improved his glucose control and insulin sensitivity by consuming 500 grams of carbohydrates per day. Now, I'm not saying every person should eat this much carbohydrates. It really depends on every person's health situation. And when I speak of carbohydrates, I mean things like fruit, vegetables, including starchy vegetables, and grains like rice and oats. The reason that a high carbohydrate diet worked for Dr. Mercola, and the reason that carbohydrates have been the main staple of many societies around the world for millennia, is that glucose, the most common and most important carbohydrate, is our body's preferred source of energy. The other main source of energy is fat, and more accurately, fatty acids, the components of fats and oils. But certain cells and tissues in our body can only use glucose or prefer glucose over fat as a source of energy. Our red blood cells, for example, can only use glucose, and they need about 30 grams of glucose per day. And our brain needs about 120 grams of glucose per day to function well. And as I said, most of our cells and tissues prefer glucose over fatty acids. Several studies have shown the ability of a high carbohydrate, low fat diet to support sustained and gradual weight loss and even improvement in blood sugar levels. I've used this approach with the people I help resolve their health problems, including those with diabetes, achieve significant weight reduction and better glucose control. And I've used glucose therapy, which means using significant amounts of glucose powder to help people overcome anxiety, irritable bowel syndrome, and an irregular heartbeat. As for low carbohydrate diets, I'm not aware of places in the world where people who live long and healthy lives rely on a low carbohydrate diet to achieve that. When people feel better on a low carbohydrate diet, it has more to do with their gastrointestinal health than anything else. When a person has an overgrowth of bacteria in their intestines, a high carbohydrate diet would feed that bacteria and therefore contribute to symptoms of gastrointestinal discomfort. Limiting carbohydrate intake gives their intestine a break, and that makes them feel better. That usually lasts temporarily. In the meantime, other health issues can develop due to the limiting of carbohydrates. The way I address these gastrointestinal issues is by fixing the bacterial overgrowth to begin with, to the point that the healthy carbohydrate diet will not be bothersome anymore. I should emphasize the word healthy because it seems to me that a lot of people who think of a high carbohydrate diet imagine a diet that is high in processed foods, and that of course is not healthy. However, eating the right mix of fruit, starchy vegetables, and grains, when prepared properly in a manner that considers your individuality, which carbohydrates you can digest well and which not, will likely contribute to your well-being. To learn more about my approach to restoring good health and metabolism, grab my color-coded diet sheet below.